Zhou Guanyu, China's first ever F1 driver and F1's only rookie in 2022. I mean, sure, the breeze over here could also be counted amongst that list. At the start of the season, Zhou was soaring, getting points on his debut and out-qualifying Valtteri Bottas quite frequently. But after Silverstone, things changed. Zhou Guanyu first started getting people's attention when he drove the 2021 Alpine last year. He was in F2 and was part of the Alpine Driver Academy. Now, people had no idea who he was. At the time, it was his third and final year in F2, and he hadn't really shown much for others to recognize. I mean, he got a pole in his first F2 year and got a win in his second, and a couple more in his last year. But let's keep this aside for a moment. After not achieving much in his career, things were not looking good for Italian Jesus. It was sadly time for him to go. All the fans were wondering who could get a seat for next year, but the one person who came to mind was Theo Pourchaire. Young and fast, really fast. But then something shocking was announced. It wasn't Pourchaire, it was Zhou. This understandably made a lot of people angry. There were many other drivers in F2 who had accomplished way more than Zhou. So why weren't they chosen? Well, I'll tell you why. Money. Zhou is quite rich, from his own pockets and his sponsors. Now, in case you already didn't know, F1 teams need money. Even Red Bull could do with a bit more cash. So smaller teams such as Alfa Romeo would really benefit from these funds. Like look at Haas and Mazepin. Most people immediately thought that Zhou was just another pay driver, but they would soon be proven wrong. Let's get over to Bahrain 2022. The 2022 Bahrain Grand Prix was certainly a good way to start the season. A Ferrari 1-2, an amazing battle between Max and Charles, as well as Zhou getting points. Now, getting points on your first F1 race is seriously underrated. Yes, even if he got it because of the two Red Bulls retiring, it was still impressive. Now, I'm not going to go over through every other race, but I'll tell you something. Zhou is fast. He out-qualified Valtteri Bottas multiple times, who, if you didn't know, was Lewis Hamilton's teammate. Zhou then proceeded to get multiple points and could have gotten more if it wasn't for retirements. But then, Silverstone happened.
As you can see, the roll hoop and the halo very much doing it.
On the first lap of the 2022 British Grand Prix, Pierre Gasly caused George Russell to crash into Zhou Guanyu, causing Zhou to flip over, get dragged across the gravel, then flip once more at the catch fence. Zhou was thankfully alright, but the incident was certainly terrifying. Crashes like these demotivate drivers terribly. They get trauma from incidents like these. And that clearly showed in Zhou. He started getting worse results and stopped scoring points. His qualifying also slumped. He did start to make some progress, but more retirements came. So what's his future gonna be like? Zhou Guanyu certainly impressed the whole grid, but he needs to keep that momentum going. It's understandable that he would be severely demotivated after Britain, but he needs to get back in form. Alfa Romeo is gonna change into Audi in 2026. And so far, Zhou does not look like a possible candidate. But he's a really promising driver, and I'm hoping that he gets back into points form again. Thank you for watching. So, like the video and subscribe, it would really help me out. And I guess I'll see you in the next one.